Hey y'all, Josh Greathouse here, creator of Bang the Ballad of the Tiger. And today I am working on, well, I got a Kickstarter right now to get us volume 3 of these things. So hopefully I can not only get that in my hands, but in your hands as well. Bang is my personal comic. It's a kung fu inspired fantasy. So instead of a guy with a big sword, it's a woman with a boot. I'm going to go through a list of like some other comics I own, some manga, some actual comics uh, that maybe have inspired Bang off at the start, or later on when I found this, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my jam. This is kind of more, I guess, more suggestions. And like I said, if you kind of say, hey, I like these books, maybe check out mine. Like I said, just trying to experiment here. The first one, I'm going to start off with a small, very unknown indie darling, Berserk. Um, we all know Berserk. This is one of the best made manga, dark fantasy, the struggles of like what one man can go through. Another one, you know what? We'll do manga and then end on manga as well. But the next one, this one's actually coming out in deluxe. I'm hoping more people get to read this. Lone Wolf and Cub. This one, y'all know if you don't know, it is the a father and son gets betrayed and are marked for death, and it's their quest for vengeance. If you've seen The Mandalorian, you know Lone Wolf and Cub, like an all-time classic, some of the best fight scenes, and I can tell you, like, huge inspiration to me. Next one, this one, Bang is a love letter to, and I cannot suggest it highly enough. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. The color palette got from this. Huge fan of Akira Toriyama, especially his fight scenes. This is one I constantly. The reason it's behind me, it's I constantly pull this off the shelf. Can't recommend it enough. It is just a classic. Like I said, everyone knows it. Now here, let's get into some American ones. But I think these are ones y'all probably haven't heard of, but I do recommend highly. Lake of Fire. What is Lake of Fire? This is a one and done. It takes place in the Crusades, but the twist is this. I wish this was a movie. An alien ship lands in the Crusades. Now we know it's aliens, like it's all those tropes. They don't. They think it's like demons and stuff. It is a great one from Image Comics. Highly recommended. Highly recommend this one. This next one, this is from Dark Horse. This one, like, it's some classic pulp, but Farfield and Gray Mauser. This one's done by Howard Chaykin, Mike Mignola. This is a classic. Like, this is one I constantly pull this out for Bang, especially like it's a gritty sword and sorcery. It's these two scoundrels like going through their adventures. This is one if you love like buddy action kind of fantasies. You know, they're not doing anything for the goodness of the kingdom. They're doing it for their pocket. Recommend this highly. Next, this one, if you love sword and sorcery, this one is a classic. Conan. Now, I do have the omnibuses, but the reason I pulled the Jim Zub, these are great starting off points, and I love Conan. Conan, what makes Conan fun? He started off sword and sorcery, but he's a barbarian. He always answers with action. But the original creator, it was his way of telling like he wanted to write stories about like pirates, cowboys, all these different eras in fantasy in history, but give him his own unique spin, and that's what Conan is. The other thing I love, the thing that makes Conan fun, he is highly intelligent, highly like street level, but he's not book smart. He's not what you call a civilized man. And it's interesting how often his philosophies showing like the downfalls of society are. So another one I recommend. This one, this is about to get a huge trade. I'm hoping we get more of this. This is a creator who's beloved, but Ragnarok by Walter Simonson. What this is, I guess this is volume 3, isn't it? Anyway, well, yeah, volume 3. But anyway, what this is the end of times has come. The enemies of the more of the gods are here for Ragnarok. The problem is Thor is nowhere to be found. They they lose. The gods lose. The enemies take over, and it's the aftermath of this. So it's a post-apocalyptic fantasy with Thor. And if you enjoy like his Marvel run, it's not the same. Definitely, this is more inspired by the Norse myths, but it's still Walter Simonson. Highly recommended. This one, I need to get more of these. I wish this is the last volume, another volume 3. I wish we had more of these, but Tour by Joe Kubert. This is his caveman like Neanderthal story. Is it scientifically accurate? No. Is it a lot of fun? Yes. Do I recommend it highly? Yes. And I wish we had more from this 90s nostalgia. or installment. It is just over the top, great action. I can see a lot of like inspirations and bones be taken from this. So this is another one I recommend highly. My last one, and this one, another manga, but doesn't need any introductions. Vinland Saga. So what's Vinland Saga? Well, this is a story about a Viking who, at the beginning, it's a story about revenge, but it moves so much past that. It's the kind of thing. It's going to sound crazy. I don't want to give out too much about this because I think the less you know, the better it is. Historical fiction, so it's definitely set in the real world, but it talks about like society and just kind of being human. So it's a series I highly recommend. But like I said, these are some books I always kind of go to. Some of the stuff I enjoy reading, but have always been a huge inspiration for my book, Bang the Ballad of the Tiger. So, you know, hey, if you enjoyed these lists, like I said, check out my Kickstarter. We're almost at goal. So thank you all again. Have a good one.